you've officially been exposed as a shameful hypocrite that doesn't practice what he preaches, and as a butthurt individual who can't take factual criticism. Now, I'm sure he'll try to damage control this further, not only continuing to say that his real life is more important than what people think about him on the internet,
which is true,
but I'm sure he'll also fall back on that clockwork defense mechanism of ridiculing me for dedicating time to making a video about him, which would be fucking idiotically ironic of him to do, and me taking the internet. Laugh it up, my man, because that's the only thing you can do in response to that. You sure as hell can't deny the fact that I handed you a magazine full of blank rounds, told you it was full of blank rounds, yet you loaded it into your weapon anyway and tried to fire at me like that was going to do a damn thing. Even better, you didn't even hear me tell you that because you didn't even bother to watch the video before live streaming it, and you ended up looking like a bumbling fool by falling back on that tired tactic when you could have easily prevented it. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Too seriously. And to that I say, what would you say to that if I said this to your face in real life? Because you bet your ass I would.
what would you say if I said this to your face in real life? Now we're getting some deep shit here, guys.
No, there's no deep shit here at all. There's not a swinging dick or split tail on this planet that I fear any kind of repercussion from due to exposing them, whether it's over the internet or in real life. It doesn't matter to me because I conduct myself the exact same way on both. That was the point I was making to preemptively counter that other defense mechanism you and others like to use of, oh, it's just the internet. You take the internet too seriously. I've made people so butthurt in real life that they wanted to physically fight me. And even if these people would have kicked the ever-loving cowboy shit out of me, I wouldn't care because that wouldn't invalidate what I said and wouldn't change the facts.
So evidently, him saying shit to my face in real life is some real shit. But oh no, I can't use real life as an excuse to work a fucking job, right? What the fuck? He's more important in real life than my own financial stability in real life.
What? How does what you said have any relevance whatsoever to me saying I would say everything I said in a video to your face? Obviously, if I'm going to call bullshit on somebody over the internet, I'm going to call that same bullshit to them to their face in real life as well. So how does that translate into me being more important than your real life financial stability? Does not fucking compute, you foolish jester. Oh, and I hate repeating myself, but it has to be made known yet again. You're working a job for a company you've told people to boycott, and that makes no fucking sense whatsoever unless you've sold out to them. If this were a job with a company you haven't exposed to be terrible, or that actually isn't terrible, and you got those same perks, there'd be no issue. Like I said, you had to have known exactly what you were getting yourself into and what kind of can of worms you were opening by accepting this position with Electronic Arts. But since those perks were so good for you, you didn't care and thus exposed yourself to be a selfish individual that doesn't practice what he preaches. Plain and simple. and I wouldn't give two shits how you reacted. It doesn't matter to me if it's the internet or real life.
I don't care whether people say it on the internet or real life. People mean what they mean and say what they want to say regardless of the medium as what they use. Whether it be their own voice, the internet, the sound waves traveling from one mouth to an ear to the other, through the air molecules, it doesn't matter. People's words are what their words are. This fool here.
Is that why, on quite a few occasions, you mock others for taking the internet too seriously? Hell, I'll give you an example right now. Remember when you told the mystery oven thing in your video about him where you thought it was time for him to get off the internet because he said he wanted to punch you because of your overall attitude? His initial video being full of horrific fail notwithstanding, that was a part you flubbed up on because you fell back on that tired go-to defense mechanism like it being the internet makes a single iota of a fucking difference. What you could have said was that it was time for him to put the controller down because it was painfully obvious that it was gaming and gaming platforms he was taking too seriously, not the internet. It being over the internet had no bearing at all with how he felt about what you were saying. That's why I said, what would you say to that response of taking the internet too seriously if I said this to you in real life? Would you be like, wow, you're taking real life too seriously? Yeah, didn't think so. So why do people like you continue to use that stupid retort? I regularly expose people on both all the time. Hell,
He regularly exposes people on real life. On the internet and on real life. I gotta get that title. I wonder what platform he's playing that on.
I wish I could actually counter any of this, but unfortunately I can't. Why? Because I have not the faintest fucking clue about what he's talking about. It just sounds like incoherent marble mouth rambling to me. If anybody who was in that live stream knew what he was talking about, or BBC himself, go ahead and leave a comment explaining it to me, because I'd really like to know. However, based on what he's already given me thus far, I'd be willing to bet a large stack of chips that it won't be worth anything. I even regularly expose my own girlfriend of 4 years. I've been doing what you...
Well, if she's your girlfriend, then she's got to be exposed.
Irrelevant rambling that doesn't make a counterpoint or argument and thus nothing but useless spam. Again, I thought you would have known better.